Okay, testing, testing. I'm gonna test this. I'm gonna test this. Okay. How about that? Let's see. Let's test 1, 2. Okay, how about this testing? Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. How about this? Okay, how about this testing? Testing 1, 2. Oh, that sounds a lot better. Testing. Let's do this. All right. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Okay, how about this testing? Testing 1, 2. Oh, that sounds a lot better. Testing. Let's do this. All right. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Okay, how about this testing? Testing 1, 2. Oh, that sounds a lot better. Testing. All right, cool. All right, let's settle on this and we'll check it out in a bit. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Okay, how about this testing? Testing 1, 2. All right, cool. Let's roll with this. I'm gonna turn the volume. Let's turn the levels down just a tiny bit. I think probably, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Let's do -4. F3. I mean, it looks like it's auto ducking or whatever. That's good. Let's do that. Hey, Buddha. How you doing? You want to go for a little bit of a walk? Should we go for a walk now that we got this set up? Yeah? Okay. Do I need my keyboard anymore? Nope. Guess not. Temperatures are good. 55 degrees. It's 41 degrees. 1,000 RPM. Things just chilling. All right, let's get this cable cleaned up a little bit. Oh, we need the mouse. No, no, I left the mouse in the car. Ah, what a bummer. What a bummer. Does this work? Okay, okay, we're making progress. Oh, wrong one. All right. All right, so now we have full screen. We have audio. All right, I guess this is good for now. I can always, if I want a long lens. Yeah, let's do it. I hear something. The Coast Guard? I took you to look. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's Coast Guard. That's like a is that a dolphin? Is that a dolphin? Dolphin? I don't know. I don't think that was Dauphine. It's not as still bigger. All right, so we had LAPD earlier. They flew over, and then we just got Coast Guard flyover. That's pretty sweet. Welcome to Douglas Day. We're here at Santa Monica Airport and Cloverfield Park. Not- was it? Oh, it's a different one. Same one? Oh, it's different. It's hard to tell. I can't. It's hard to see through the glasses. Okay, keyboard. There we go. Okay. Are we gonna want sound from? Yeah, let's get sound from the phone. Mm, no. Did I leave anything? No, got Buddha. Let's go. Whoa. Santa Monica water. Okay. I guess that's the basics. Okay. We have Santa Monica water, and that's the reason why we have a city. I mean, I can go into a whole bunch more about this, but I think we should probably leave it at that for now. So here we are at Cloverfield Park, and this is where I grew up playing soccer and playing t-ball and a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, so this is where I grew up and learned how to play soccer and t-ball. I have memories in this like valley ditch thing from going back a long time. Seeing the airplanes take off and land just from right here, even when you're playing the game or whatever, and it's super fun. There's a whole bunch more park space over there that during the week is totally underutilized, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Um, so this is the park space that Santa Monica currently has. I can't remember. I want to say like 20 to 40 acres or something. And management of the park so far has been. I was listening to a man complain about the bathrooms to the park agency, and it's complicated. There's different contractors to clean the park. There's people clean the park. It's all very complicated, but it's not perfect. So the question is on the base level, is Santa Monica responsible enough for additional park space? Responsible enough, and can they afford it? Um, okay, so let's talk about why we're right here. These are neighbors that have lived here for a very long time, and this is an airport that's been here for a very long time on this plateau. I would bet that a huge percentage of the people that live here moved in here when there was an airport here. I would say that in this neighborhood, I can't imagine more than a few people were here before the 30s or something. So the 20s, like late 20s, 30s, like I just like we haven't gone to the Santa Monica Air Museum. We just saw the Douglas part of the museum at um, Santa Monica Museum, the History Museum at the library. So I just wanted to start with that right here and see what you think about that. Oh, I'm actually at Clover Park. My home park is Douglas, and I keep mixing it up. Yeah, so the base question is, if they're struggling to manage this park, why double the total amount of park space for Santa Monica? I also don't think people have been to like other major parks and understand how long they took. I mean, Golden Gate Park, when I was there, it was like over 80 years to develop. Or Hunters Point is still just Hunters Point, and Candlestick Park is still just a concrete parking lot. It overall just seems weird that nobody in any of the meetings mentions names like Olmsted. Whoa, what just happened in front? Okay. Yeah, I know. Like Niagara Falls Park? Come on. And the cost of Tongva, we were doing the math of how much Tongva Park costs, and that had much less remediation, and the remediation here was going to cost 2 to 3 times as much. And we haven't seen any of the testing data, and that's the testing is what really hung up Hunter's Point. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, on that note, I guess we should talk about PFAS foams for firefighting. I don't really need lines. I want more analysis. So what I'd like to do is if we're talking about PFAS foams and I came over here, I really would like to talk about the fire station and PFAS foams and reclamation and testing. Yeah, we're not even talking about any of the politics of the real estate and stuff and the conversion to housing and the idea of just kids playing in soil contaminated with PFAS is terrifying. So I'm right now I'm across from the fire station. I'm gonna walk over there for the audience to get a better look. Can you read this to me? That'd be sick. What? 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 Oh my God.
That's exactly the right move. Visually tying the fire station to the PFAS issue
Oh, I can't hear
makes
it.
it
Hold on. Come on. Just click the button. Is that it? Oh no, it's this. There we go. There we go. And where's monitor? I want to monitor audio input 12. Monitor and output. Let's see if this works. That would be super cool. That
That's
way I can.
exactly the right
Yes!
move. Visually tying the fire station to the PFAS issue makes it real for people. Here's the analytic spine you can layer in while you walk them over. Why the fire station is the epicenter. Storage. For decades, AFF foam was stored here by regulation. Barrels, tanks, and trucks its highest concentration risk. Training ground. Crews often discharge directly onto pavement or dirt. Even a few gallons leaves long-lasting PFAS residues. Drainage pathways. Fire station runoff likely connects into stormwater drains. That means contamination can move off-site into soil, groundwater, and even park space where kids play. Public health angle. Kids' PFAS soils. Unlike oil stains, PFAS aren't visible or smelly. Kids rolling in grass, breathing dust, or tracking dirt home, exposure pathway. Low thresholds. New EPA drinking water standard for some PFAS is 4 parts per trillion. That's like 4 drops in 20 Olympic pools. Soil contamination near a fire station can exceed that by thousands of times. Policy, politics gap. Housing conversion. There's big political talk about turning airport land into housing. But without remediation data, those visions could become Hunter's Point 2.0. Promised housing delayed for decades by contamination battle. Transparency risk. If the city plows ahead without testing, lawsuits and community mistrust are inevitable. Developers may even walk away once liability is clearer. Analytic line to emphasize open quote. The fire station is the testing canary. If PFAS levels are high here, and history suggests they will be, then every vision for parks or housing has to start with decades of soil cleanup, not ribbon cuttings. Close quote. Do you want me to pull case studies of PFAS found specifically in airport fire stations, like San Diego or Colorado Springs, so you can reference those live as press?
Um,
Okay, PFAS. Can you just explain that real fast to people? Because I've read about it, but I don't think people understand. Explain how the firefighting foams and how deep they go. Search for the type of soil at Santa Monica Airport and estimate depth.
Here's the fast-sourced picture for soil plus likely PFAS migration depth at Santa Monica Airport, so you can narrate while you walk to the fire station. What the ground is made of, why it matters. Soil type of SMO, predominantly sandy loam, Ramona series variants. That means fast drainage, easier downward migration for PFAS compared with heavy clays. This isn't a guess. UCLA's 2024-25 airport study cites historical soils maps and 2022 borings confirming sandy loam characteristics on site. UCLA Institute of the Environment. How deep groundwater likely is here? There isn't a single water table depth everywhere. It varies by elevation and geology. Using nearby credible references. Perched shallow zones. In the LA coastal plain airport settings, perched water can show up around 20 to 660 feet below ground. Documented at LAX. These perched lenses can catch PFAS first and spread it sideways. LAWA main water table. Around major coastal airports, the primary groundwater is commonly 50 to 100 feet plus deep. LAX reports 100 feet, and EIR in nearby Brentwood logs seepage around 49 feet in borings, showing local variability. Expect SMO on the Mesa too.
Okay, so how deep is the PFAS gonna be seeped? Awesome. Awesome. Just awesome. Okay, another one. tens of feet. Yeah. Dude, I don't know if you remember, we were talking about getting a drilling system for Santa Monica based on how my dad in Santa Monica Hospital needed new signs. So he asked, how much is the sign machine? So I looked up how much a used boring machine. It's like $120,000 or something. And we can get soil samples and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I've shown them the fire station, and we're now looking at some airplanes. Let's talk about the history of the runway.
Perfect pivot. The runway at Santa Monica Airport, Cloverfield, is a rich thread, and it ties directly to both aviation history and today's land use debates. Here's the analysis backbone you can use. AF origins and early use. 1923, opened as Cloverfield, named after second grayer grubby clover, WWII pilot killed in France. 1924, takeoff point for the U.S. Army Air Service's first around-the-world flight. Douglas World Cruisers, built right here. Huge milestone in aviation history. 1920s to 40s grew into a central hub for Douglas Aircraft Company, producing DC series airliners and WWII aircraft. Cold War jet age, post-World War II, runway extended and modernized to support the jet era. The site churned out tens of thousands of aircraft. At its peak, Douglas employed 44,000 workers in Santa Monica. Runway connected directly to global aerospace expansion, making SMO a symbol of U.S. industrial power. Runway today, length originally 5,000 feet, cut down to the 3,500 feet in 2017 as part of a deal between the city and FAA. Current ops, mostly small GA planes, business jets, flight schools. Controversy, residents complain about noise, leaded avgas, and safety. Pilots stress historic importance, jobs, and emergency access. Future, City of Santa Monica plans to close the airport entirely by 2028, converting land to park housing, but remediation issues loom. Analytical threads to layer in, historical weight versus political present. The same runway that launched the world flight in 1924 is now contested for soccer fields and condos. Infrastructure inertia. Runways are built for permanence, thick concrete, engineered subgrades. Reclaiming them is costly and slow. Symbolism. Closing a runway isn't just a local act. It's a statement about what kind of city Santa Monica wants to be in the 21st century. So your through line could be, open quote, this strip of concrete is nearly a century old. It helped launch the first around-the-world flight, fueled World War II production, and now it's at the center of a fight over whether we turn history into housing or a park. But beneath the concrete lies contamination, costs, and community divisions that will take decades to resolve. Close quote.
I think it's weird that we're even talking about housing when the people voted for a park. Parks are for people, parks are for recreation. Parks have vendors, parks have kayaks, parks have rock climbing, parks have go-karts, parks have go-kart rentals, parks have jet ski rentals, parks have ball rentals, parks have libraries have backpack rentals for parks. We could have ball rentals, we could have all these things. And parks can be so much more than just softball fields and soccer fields. It could be mountain bike parks. They could be anything. Um, we don't, and I could keep the list of like things we don't have. We don't have in Santa Monica archery. We don't have Olympic class shooting. We don't have mountain bike. Um, we don't have all these good things. And like when people said, "Oh, I had to go travel all the way to Los Angeles to play soccer," yeah, so did I. But I got to play sometimes here. But with my AYSO, sometimes I had to go to Los Angeles to play soccer, and it's not that far. It's fine. And for people that need more park space, we have the entire Santa Monica Mountains. I mean, it's the same thing, I guess, argument for mountain bikes, but like my mom was too scared to take me to the mountains to go mountain biking. So like it would have been really nice to go mountain biking in the park. I had a mountain bike at Helen's. I had a specialized rock hopper. I had a sweet mountain bike. I'm riding around on Montana to go to Blockbuster 2 miles away. Come on. All right. So Santa Monica has a problem with bathrooms. On the pier, they have handicapped bathrooms that are locked, and you have to ask someone to be locked. The regular bathrooms are unlocked. Either you're going to lock all the bathrooms or you're going to unlock all the bathrooms. Like this bathroom is perfectly fine. It's unlocked. But I want you guys to see, this one's pretty good. Last time when I was here a couple of days ago, it was much dirtier. Also, I'd like to discuss this situation. This is the soap. So you have to get your soap here, and then you come over here. This is, look at this. This is impossible to watch. It's possible, but it's just, the balance of form and function is wrong. On that, at least, a couple of these things, the balance of form and function. We watched them build this when they tore it down and built the concrete. I watched them build this because I worked right here.
What you just laid out is a fantastic live critique.
Oh.
What you just laid out is a fantastic live critique. It blends civic analysis with lived memory. Let me organize what you said into 3 analytic buckets you can keep building on. Number 1, the park versus housing tension. Voter mandate. Santa Monica voters approved Measure LC 2014. Airport land must be used for parks, recreation, cultural use, not housing or commercial dev. Disconnect. Current city conversations about housing ignore that the public explicitly said park. Implication. Talking housing before parks, political overreach, or at minimum, broken trust. Number 2, what parks could be versus current imagination. Status quo vision. Parks get reduced to softball soccer fields, low creativity, underutilized. Expanded vision. Rental programs, balls, kayaks, bikes, archery, climbing, mountain bikes, even go-karts. Gap list. Santa Monica lacks archery ranges, Olympic class shooting, mountain biking, etc. Analytic point. A new park should serve unmet recreation needs, not replicate what already exists at smaller scale. Management design failures, bathrooms and functionality. Bathrooms, inconsistency, Pier Locks versus Clover Park Unlocked shows lack of system, either standardize or keep it simple. Soap sink station, example of form versus function failure. Design looks modern but doesn't actually work well. Pattern, city invests in aesthetic infrastructure but under-delivers on maintenance usability. That erodes public confidence in handling 160 more acres. The analytic takeaway, trust gap. People voted for parks, not housing. But even if they get parks, the city's track record, bathrooms, under-imagined facilities, raises doubts about execution. Opportunity cost. If Santa Monica just builds more soccer fields, it's a wasted century. If they build creative, multi-use parks, like Olmsted did, they can transform the city. Lesson. The issue isn't whether Santa Monica should get more park space. It's whether the city can rise to the challenge of building something visionary, functional, and actually maintained. Do you want me to pull examples of cities that did imagine?
I've come to the conclusion that it should be a state park.
That's a really sharp conclusion, Morgan. And it makes sense based on everything you've been pointing out. The scale, the costs, the remediation, and the governance headaches. Let's break down why state park status could actually be the logical outcome for Santa Monica Airport land. Scale of the project. 160 acres is massive in city park terms, bigger than all other Santa Monica parks combined, 130 acres. A site this size is closer to Golden Gate Park, Balboa Park, or Griffith Park in ambition. That's beyond what a single city parks department with bathroom cleaning issues is realistically equipped to handle. 2. Funding and capacity. City-only model. Santa Monica would shoulder billions in remediation plus annual maintenance. Not sustainable. State model. California state parks can leverage broader funding, bonds, and expertise from managing large, complex sites. Candlestick, Malibu Creek, Anza Borrego. State parks also have frameworks for concessions, kayaks, climbing, rentals that you've been 3. Environmental liability. PFAS, jet fuel, solvents equals decades of cleanup. State involvement means EPA state-level accountability instead of a small city fighting it alone. Prevents hunter's point paralysis at the municipal level. 4. Public trust and symbolism. Voters chose parks, not housing. Making it a California state park would enshrine that choice in a way harder to reverse by local politics or developer pressure. Adds prestige, like Golden Gate Park or Griffith Park, it becomes part of the state's legacy, not just a local parcel. Number 5, precedence. Candlestick Point State Recreation Area, former industrial parking lot state-managed park. Slow progress, but scale is comparable. Los Angeles State Historic Park near Chinatown, reclaimed rail yard, funded and operated by California State Parks. Angel Island State Park, former military base, state park with layered history. Analytic bottom line, Santa Monica can't afford it alone. If residents really want this land to be a visionary park, it needs state-level resources, accountability, and planning frameworks. Otherwise, it risks becoming a patchwork of under-maintained fields or worse, decades of remediation limbo. Want me to draft how you could frame this live as a policy proposal, i.e., the airport?
Hello. Thank you.
QR code tag. You got your QR code. I'll take you up here.
Yeah, for sure. It's sketchy as shit.
And your,
It's a live streaming backpack.
okay, Morgan?
Yes.
Cool, thank you. Hey guys, I'll take you over here. Can you
You're the first person to ever see inside my prototype.
What was that on your back?
Yeah,
Nice. You made it?
yeah.
Cool.
It has a Mac Mini in here with a sine wave inverter and a battery pack. Do you want to see inside?
No, this one is that's much of the nuclear bombs.
No, definitely not. Just a lithium-ion battery and some sine wave inverters and a keyboard, and there's a screen in there. I can see the computer on the. Cool. Thumbs up. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your work.
Yeah. Info pack if you want. There you go.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Stop. Leave it. Oh, I got food. Stop. Leave it. Oh, I got food. Oh, we're going. We're still going. This is awesome. All right, we just got inside the airport and it's Douglas Day. Talk to me about the Atlantic Hangar and old Santa Monica Museum property that's now what, Snapchat?
Perfect. You're right in the middle of where Santa Monica's layered aviation plus cultural tech history collides. Here's the analysis backbone for the two sites you just mentioned. Atlantic Aviation Hangar, Douglas Day site. Current use, Atlantic Aviation runs the fixed base operator, FBO, at SMO. Their big hangar is where Douglas Day events set up, air displays, booths, ceremonies. History. These hangars are directly tied to Douglas Aircraft's legacy. Planes like the DC-3 and DC-4 rolled out of hangars on this field in the 1930s and 40s. Workers here during WWII produced thousands of military aircraft, employing tens of thousands of people. Today's tension. Hangars symbolize the aviation heritage Douglas Day celebrates. But they're also prime real estate on a plateau that developers in the city eye for reuse. Analytic point. The hangar is a crossroads, heritage asset, functioning aviation hub, and potential redevelopment target all at once. Old Santa Monica Museum of Art property. Then, the Santa Monica Museum of Art, SMOA, was housed in the airport's Bergamot-adjacent hangar complex until 2015. It was part of the airport's identity as an arts cultural campus. Now Snapchat, Snapinky, has leased repurposed parts of that property as office and production space. Symbolism. Museum leaving, city losing cultural anchor at the airport. Snapchat arriving, tech gentrification of an aviation arts site. Analytic point. The shift from community art space, global tech company HQ satellite, reflects the broader Santa Monica story. Local heritage and culture displaced by high-dollar tech economy. Connecting the two. Douglas Day and Atlantic Hangar. Symbolic attempt to preserve memory of aviation past. Snapchat in the museum's old space, symbolic of Santa Monica's present-future economy, tech, real estate, gentrification. Both show how the airport land has always been contested ground. Industry versus community, culture versus commerce, memory versus development. Want me to give you a timeline graphic style breakdown? 1920s, Douglas Aircraft. 1990s, Museum of Art. 2010s, Snap Inc.
Whoa.
So you can explain to your audience how the same hangars keep getting reinvented.
I'm by a Cal Fire helicopter. It's a Firehawk. Hi.
That's a powerful moment. Standing by a CAL FIRE helicopter at Douglas Day ties the aviation heritage of this airport directly to today's frontline needs. Here's how to unpack that analytically for your audience. Hash what you're looking at. CAL FIRE typically deploys Bell 412s or Sikorsky Firehawks, UH-60 Blackhawk
Wait.
conversions for aerial firefighting. Role equals initial attack on wildfires, dropping water retardant, moving firefighters into remote canyons, medevac. They're the modern echo of what Douglas aircraft once did here. Aircraft built for national defense and emergency response. Why it's here at Douglas Day. This year's event explicitly honors firefighters and first responders who fought the January
Okay, let's go.
2025 Los Angeles wildfires. Having CAL FIRE helicopters on display connects aviation innovation with public safety service. It also dramatizes that aviation isn't just history, it's still life-saving infrastructure right now. Analytic threads to tie in. 1. Continuity of purpose. From WWII bombers to modern firefighting aircraft. Same airfield, different missions, still about protecting communities. 2. Policy question. If the airport closes in 2028, where will CAL FIRE stage in Santa Monica's region? Removing an airfield also removes potential emergency response capability. 3. Symbolic contrast. Tech companies and repurposed hangars with global digital economy. Firehawk on the tarmac was immediate physical survival of Californians, both competing visions of what value the airport land provides. Analytic takeaway. That CAL FIRE helicopter is more than hardware. It's a reminder that airports are part of disaster infrastructure. Closing one isn't just about noise complaints or housing versus parks. It's also about whether the region keeps fast response aviation assets for when the hills are on fire. Do you want me to pull the specific helicopter model and specs, crew, capacity, gallons of water carried range, for the one you're standing by, so you can explain its role in real numbers to your audience?
It reminds me of like the hummingbird from the Dirt narrative of that Wangari Maathai talks about, of the hummingbird on the fire dropping one drop of water at a time. And they say, "What are you doing, little hummingbird? You're so small." And he says, "Well, I'm doing the best I can." Um, so uh, it's definitely a Firehawk. Um, Yeah, I'm more interested in how many aircraft were used at Santa Monica Airport during the Palisades fire, and whether any maintenance was done here or refueling only. I know that there was housing and command centers here. So can you give me any information of the CAL FIRE utilization of Santa Monica Airport? I've been to a bunch of different CAL FIRE bases where they take out of their main stations like Sacramento or in the Sierra foothills. So I'm curious about how they're able to deploy and how they were able to utilize Santa Monica and space like that. Wow. Yeah, but definitely a C-130 could land here because the runway is still there. The length is there. They just changed the paint. Oh,
Here's what I Here's what I can nail down about how SEMO, Santa Monica Airport, was used during the January 2025 Palisades fire, plus what likely happened operationally when you see a CAL FIRE ship on the ramp. What's documented? Primary bases were Van Nuys, LAFD Air Ops, FS-114, and Camarillo. LAFD's air operations is based at VNY FS-114, and that's where most LA brush fire aviation runs from. Los Angeles Fire Department. When winds made Camarillo unusable, aircraft shifted to SMO. At a Santa Monica NOMA briefing, CAL FIRE Unit Chief Shane Littlefield said SMO was utilized when wind conditions at Camarillo forced aircraft to move so they could continue operating. Santa Monica Daily Press. At least one local outlet argued most flying still came from VNY Camarillo, with SMO suitable mainly for helicopters, not fixed-wing tankers scoopers. That's consistent with runway length and firefighting practice. Santa Monica Daily Press. Overall air fleet on the incident, citywide, at one snapshot. 12 helicopters plus 6 fixed-wing, multi-agency, were on the fire the afternoon of Jan 8, 2025. That's across the incident, not all at SMO. Los Angeles Fire Department. Airspace support near Santa Monica was real. Temporary flight restrictions, TFRs, were placed near Santa Monica to protect firefighting aircraft. Business Insider hashed what that means at SMO, most probable ops. Staging and hot refuel for helicopters. When Camarillo was blown out, SMO served as a contingency helibase. Think hot refueling on the Atlantic Aviation ramp, short turnarounds, crew briefings in available hangar space. Heavy maintenance would still be at home bases, VNY or CAL FIRE maintenance bases. This matches the pattern Littlefield described in how LA runs multi-base incidents. Santa Monica Daily Press. Command support footprint. Incident command for the Palisades fire was unified under LAFD CAL FIRE. Formal ICPs were set up closer to the fire, but SMO was used for housing, staging, briefings when needed. Large hangars, power, fuel, access. This aligns with city updates noting a wildfire command post working in the area, and with video evidence of command posts along PCH. SMO provided overflow aviation support rather than the primary ICP. Santa Monica College. What we don't yab in public record. Exact counts of aircraft based at SMO by day hour, and whether any line maintenance was performed on site. Public briefings lumped aircraft totals by incident, not by base. LAFD directed media to submit data requests during the incident. A formal records pull would be needed to get base-by-base counts. Los Angeles Fire Department. How to explain this live, analysis, not lines. SMO was a pressure relief valve. When Camarillo got wind stopped, helos hopped to SMO to keep flying. That's smart incident logistics. Use the nearest safe ramp with fuel and access. Santa Monica Daily Press. Helicopters, yes. Tankers, no. Scoopers, large fixed wings, stayed with their normal bases. SMO's 3,500 feet runway in urban setting make it a helicopter play, not a tanker hub. Santa Monica Daily Press. Policy implication. Even if SMO closes in 2028, the region still needs contingency helibase capacity for West Side fires. If not SMO, where is the plan? Especially on Santa Ana wind days. If you want exact how many ships staged at SMO on Jan 8 to 12, or which specific models, I can outline the records to requests from LAFD Air Ops FS-114, CAL FIRE IMT, and Atlantic Aviation so you can get a definitive count.
It's a Sorry X Prize. This is crazy. Mo- Mojave. I've seen the Mojave X Prize. That's awesome. Okay, I gotta get back on track. Um, that's awesome. Wow. Or Santa Monica just had a flyover. That was the coolest. Oh man, I wasn't ready for that. All right, they just did the national anthems and like the flag is on like a this is like a C-47 small. It's like a DC-2 but cargo. Tail number 268830.
Cool find.
Electric.
Here's what I discovered about tail number
Electric plane right now.
268830, aka D-Day Doll, and its
That was
ties
so
to Santa
quiet.
Monica Douglas. What
Wow, that was quiet.
268830 actually
I can't
is.
hear it now.
The airplane with the serial 4268830, alternate serial tail number 268830, is a Douglas C-53D Skytrooper, a variant of the C-47 DC-3 family, also known as the D-Day Doll in the Commemorative Air Force. Air history, also registered civilly as in 45366. Air history, its roots in Santa Monica, Douglas aircraft. Built July 6, 1943 at the Douglas Aircraft Plant in Santa Monica. Miscelavia.com. Delivered soon after to the U.S. Army Air Forces. It's part of a batch of 159 C-53s produced during World War II. Why it's significant. This plane is a living artifact of the Douglas factory's golden wartime production, one of the aircraft built right there at Santa Monica. It saw a lot of service through World War II, Operation Overlord, D-Day, etc. Miscelavia.com. After the war, it had a civilian life, airlines, cargo, etc. Then eventually became part of the Commemorative Air Force, which restores and flies vintage military aircraft for historical commemoration. Xplane.org forum and things to lay out live. When people see 26830 on the tail, they aren't just seeing a vintage plane, They're seeing the production line of Douglas here in this city during WWII. It gives weight to arguments about heritage. This place didn't just launch planes, it launched historic ones that flew on missions that shaped the world. If this place becomes a park, the hangars and apron weren't just infrastructure, they're infrastructure that made history. If you want, I can pull up high-res photos of D-Day Dawn in its Douglas Santa Monica factory finishes versus what it looks like now. Could make for a good visual contrast for the stream.
Hi. Good. What's the plane made out of? What's the plane made out of?
Well, it's mostly aluminum.
Uh-huh.
The surfaces are fabric.
I saw, yeah. It's all aluminum and just the control surfaces are fabric. This was built here? This was built here?
Yes, yep, 1943, right here at Douglas Aircraft.
Wow. Do we know where on the airport it was built?
I'm not sure where. I thought the Douglas buildings were over there.
On the other side? Yeah. I also know that all those offices over there were manufacturing too.
Probably. I mean, Douglas. I don't know who else was here other than Douglas, but
Yeah.
they made a lot of stuff here.
A lot, yeah.
I mean, not only transports, DC-3s, C-47, C-53s, but they also made, I think, that dive bomber that, that they had the Douglas dive bomber.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a major employee here.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Can I go on board?
Yeah, we do it. We can't find food.
Oh, you take. Oh,
They're $3 a piece.
oh, it's okay. Oh, this is from Chino?
Riverside.
Riverside. I'm close. This is March.
I know it's actually Riverside Municipal.
Riverside Municipal. I haven't been there. What other planes do you have there?
We have a T6
Oh, cool.
and a PT-22, Ryan,
Whoa, really?
and then we have an L4, a Piper L4.
Okay, that's a nice setup.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Is it like open to the public?
Yes, it is.
Oh, very cool.
Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 2.
Very good.
You're out and about in the neighborhood.
For sure. I travel around to get most
We've
of
got a really neat restaurant there now, so you could go do lunch or breakfast and stop by our museum.
That's cool.
We'd
That's
love
cool.
to see you.
Thank you. It's in great shape.
Thank you. Technically it is. We've had it since 2000.
Okay.
We've actually painted it 3 times, and we need a hanger for it.
Oh.
It sits outside, and the sun just shoots the heck out of it.
I wish we could put hangar space here for it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Maybe when the transition phase, we can build more hangar space. Imagine, yeah, that would be cool if we made additional hangar space for the museum.
Sure.
Because I saw in the museum we used to store planes on the other side.
Right.
And and over there, yeah.
So they need hangar space anyway now.
The Stearman, the Boeing Stearman used to be over there, and a couple other planes. The Santa Monica museum is over there.
Right. I haven't been to that. I need to come. I was just talking to
I mean,
somebody else.
the museum used to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was here.
yeah. The museum used to be here, and then it went Audi, and then now it's Snapchat. It's like a program for phones. Wow. Well, thank you for your work. Thank you again. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
All right, Buddha, let's go.
Of innovation, resilience, and service to our community and to the world. Today is about gratitude. We honor our heroic firefighters, police officers, and community organizations who stood bravely with us during the wildfires and continue to help us to recover. We also take a moment to thank the men and women who fight for us from the air, often unseen, but always essential. Today, let's give them a very special thank you. aviation. Just in front of me is the Douglas C-47, but right to the left of it is an electric vertical takeoff aircraft. This very plane, the C-47, dropped paratroopers into Normandy on D-Day, helping us to turn the tide of history and save the free world. That legacy is not just a piece of the past, it is a living reminder of what this city has always stood for. And that spirit of innovation is alive today. Right in front of me, we see the future unfolding, micromobility tools like e-bikes and electric scooters, and even vertical takeoff single-rider aircraft, showing us what's possible and how we move people around. Santa Monica has been among the first to embrace these new forms of mobility, and we are also testing self-driving cars, which obviously we've all seen the Waymos, and we remain home to the world-leading technology companies like Snap and here, Upbound. At the same time, our cultural and creative influence continues to thrive through the arts and entertainment. So as we sit here and celebrate today, Douglas Day, we are also celebrating who we are. We're resilient, we are innovative, and we are grateful. Grateful to those who protect us, inspired by those who came before us, and committed to carrying forward the spirit that drives Santa Monica into the future. So thank all of you for coming out and taking part today. It's lovely to see all the little ones out here in awe, looking up in the sky. I am a little kid when I come out here every single time, and I just have to say that during COVID, this was our special place for my whole family and my kids. So I really got to know the airport, not just during COVID, but after becoming elected. I don't think I knew, having been born and raised here, how close I was to such a magical and special place. So I just want to say thank you. I'm glad that I'm a part of this today. So we are going to be giving out some of these Spirit of Santa Monica awards, and we will call you up. The first one is presented to CAL FIRE, California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. This is for your contribution as a first responder to the LA wildfires and for your continued service to the community.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Chloe Castillo, Public Information Officer for CAL FIRE with Fire Captain Jimmy Juarez. Thank you guys for this recommendation. We appreciate it. We were here during the Palisades, we were here for the recovery efforts, and we were here even before that for the Franklin Fire. We spent the majority of our time all through the end of December into February here, and this place kind of feels like our second home. Thank you guys for everything. We appreciate it. Thank you.
And the next one is presented to VXP. Somebody here from VXP? Boston Properties is the owner of this amazing space.
Hi, my name is Alex Cameron with Boston Properties, now VXP. We're landowners over here at the Santa Monica Business Park. And the night of the fires, we got a call saying that we had 450 firefighters from Oregon and Utah coming down to help us here in Los Angeles, and with our partners here at the Santa Monica Fire Department. We worked to do what we could to house them as best we could. And we heard that they were living on the beach, and that was